Those are details that we don't have. JPS would be the entity that would answer those questions as to the details of any loan that they take on.
But I'm not sure, Mister, that is what we were presented with in this house.
Yes.
We were told that JPS required $350 million and that the government would be loaning $150 million. That is what we were told.
Absolutely.
Has that number been revised?
So the minister has indicated US 150 to restore by the end of January 2026.
So who's lying somewhere? Somebody not telling the truth. Somebody not telling the truth.
My last.
You can, I said, who is lying? I asked the question. You can decide whatever the answer is.
Minister, this is not as.
Yes, sir. People will have the house 3-year-old houses when it blow up.
Oh, you're talking about the Edmond estate?
They don't pay for it. Are they
country?
That one.
So I'm saying, I need to know when JPS did their estimate, their assessment as to the damage from the devastating Category 5 hurricane. What is it that is required to restore electricity to all of the persons that were affected? That's what I need to know, because previously we were all of the impression that that was 350 million.
Chinese houses blow up in Jamaica because of them building the house there. And they say,
I Chinese them building house there.
yes, and they say hurricane proof house there.
Clearly it wasn't.
Anyone of them blow up?
But you know what they're gonna say. They're gonna say we've never seen a Category 5 and these were built. Well, I know these were built for Category 3.
So what about the Chinese house in Jamaica? Any of them affected in the hurricane?
I don't know.
We need to know that.
We don't know.
Any of them business flood out?
I have no idea.
We need to know that.
Hi guys, how you doing? Craven A, the Eater Food government, a failed state. On September 3rd, we had an supreme opportunity to significantly change the trajectory of Jamaica's faith. And at this point right now, all institutions, everything is going straight to hell, ladies and gentlemen. We had another example of that yesterday. Today is International Human Rights Day, and unfortunately, the party that champions human rights, that is the face of human rights here in Jamaica, is not the government at this time. While we have a human rights crisis occurring in areas where the people of Jamaica were severely affected. St. Elizabeth, listen. St. Elizabeth, St. James, Westmoreland, Hanover. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been given Psalms 52 to read here. David prays against evildoers. To the chief musician, Marshall, a Psalms of David, when Dog, the Edomite, came and told Saul and said unto him, David is come to the house of Ahimelech. Why boastest thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man? The goddess of God endureth continually. Thy tongue deviseth mischief, like a sharp razor, working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good. My God, isn't that what is happening in Jamaica right now? Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness. Selah. The Jamaican people, the media, nationwide, and all the other subordinates of the Jamaica Labour Party. This is a description of them. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness. Selah. Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue. God shall likewise destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thine dwelling place, and root thee out of the land of the living. Selah. You know, I was listening to Pastor Mark Stewart earlier, and he was speaking about this very thing. You know, people want to make it appear as if God is just a God of love. Well, God has been called upon several times by his servants. God has been called upon several times by his servants for protection, and God has slain the enemy. And there's times when God has instructed his servants to slay the enemy. Yes? So there is a point at which slaying happens, ladies and gentlemen. And we have to recognize the evil in which is happening in Jamaica. So we're calling on the Most High to come and slay the evil. Whoever the evil is, it doesn't matter. Yes? Mommy has said that already. Could you please allow me to? Mighty God. It says here that the righteous also shall see and fear, and shall laugh at him. The righteous also shall see and fear, and shall laugh at him. Lo, this is the man that made not God his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches, and strengthened himself in his wickedness. Mighty God. Now tell me, where's I need to wake up to that scripture? Yeah? My God. Andrew Wallace. This is the man that made not God his strength. We are talking about God, the ultimate God. We're not talking about no devil. Let us be clear. Let us be cogent. Let us be lucid. This is the man that made not God his strength, but trusted in his abundance of riches, and strengthening himself in wickedness. Remember when he said, "Me pray God give me the energy me need." I think God him attack to God of Israel and Jacob. It's a different God him a worship. One never know. One hear what the prophet say. One hear the revelation. The synagogue of Satan has sent its agents to operate here in Jamaica right now. And if you're that blind spiritually, even a person that has 0.12% spiritual eye can see. So this is a government that work for the devil. The eater food government. The what appears to be incompetent government, but then you ask yourself the question. Faithful Williams is a Harvard graduate. And they're operating in this manner of hide and go seek with our economy and our money. Lo, this is the man that made not God his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches, and strengthened himself in his wickedness. Evil. But I am like green olive, but I am like a green olive tree in the house of God. I trust in the mercy of God forever and ever. I will praise thee forever because thou hast done it. I will wait on thy name, for it is good before thy saints. So ladies and gentlemen, again we have returned to the Most High because of the level of evil that is operating here in Jamaica. Joining the evil will only mean that you will perish with them. I'm trying to stay on the winning side, which is the side of God. Yes? Good over evil every time. All day, every day, twice on Sunday. Some might say Saturday if they mark Seventh-day Adventist, but you know, we understand. It is what it is. Yes? We have foremost of fantasy in the building. But don't see a message. Sometimes I message them on the phone. You have to scroll up to see them. What's up? We have Delroy in the building. Delroy say, Power Wednesdays, blessings from the UK. Delroy, bless up yourself. Thanks for your continued support. Now, as I said before, ladies and gentlemen, today is National Human Rights Day. All right? National Human Rights Day. And of course, one of the forefathers in terms of Jamaica of human rights and being for the people is Michael Norman Manley. So let us hear this short clip from the man himself. Yes.
Man.
First of all, the leadership of socialism must walk in humility. Humility must be humble, must be humble, must always be humble. There is no place for arrogance in the party that I lead. And anybody that is arrogant over the people must get out of leadership. The only one that is fit to lead is the one that walks hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, equal with the people, loving with the people. That's why I don't want no big flashy motor car. I don't want nobody in my party go with their flashy clothes. I dress simple and I drive in a simple little car because we must walk with the people. The day we think we're bigger than the people, we have no business to lead. We must inspire by example, and above all, he must have integrity. Integrity. Integrity, integrity. Only honesty can lead the people in socialism.
All right.
Therefore, my comrades, let us build together. And I call upon you now, in the name of the Father, in the name of God, in the name of Allah, in the name of Jehovah, in the name of Jah.
How does this work? I need this clip. Yeah, I need that.
My last word is for the role of leadership. First of all, the leadership of socialism must walk in humility. Humility must be humble, must be humble, must always be humble. There is no place for arrogance in the party that I...
Hold on. Is this real? A plane tried to make an emergency landing on the highway and landed on a vehicle? Oh my God. What?
Landing, rapidly descending, then crashing on top of a car. You can see the sparks flying as the plane slides on the roadway, then comes to an abrupt stop on the guardrail. The damaged car right behind it. A 57-year-old woman was inside this Toyota Camry. According to fire rescue, miraculously she suffered only minor injuries.
Thank God.
It happened Monday evening near Florida's Space Coast. The NTSB says the plane departed Merritt Island, Florida on an instructional flight, and following a loss of power in both engines, the pilot made a forced landing. The two 27-year-old men on board were not hurt, according to the Florida Highway Patrol. Tonight, the investigation into this scary close call is ongoing. Watch as the plane tries to make an emergency landing, rapidly descending, then crashing on top of a car. You can see the sparks flying as the plane slides on the roadway, then comes to an abrupt stop on the guardrail. The damaged car, right behind it. A 57-year-old woman was inside this Toyota Camry. According to
57-year-old, and she survived that with minor injuries. All praises to the Most High. Wow. Because that's what I was most concerned about, the person in the car. Because the plane actually land, and it look like, it once it explode, say people are inside good. But the person in the car, oh God, man. But yeah, I need to get this clip. I need to download it. I hope it's downloadable, if that's a word. On TikTok. Big up Mark Bolin for sharing it.
My last word is for the role of leadership.
Yes.
First of all, the leadership of socialism must walk in humility. My last word is for the role of leadership. First of all, the leadership of socialism must walk in humility. My last word is for the role of leadership.
So why stop this, sir?
First of all, the leadership of socialism must walk in humility. My last word, is for the role of leadership. A lead. And anybody that is arrogant over the people must get out of leadership. The only one that is fit to lead is the one that walks hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, equal with the people, loving with the people. That's why I don't want no big flashy motor car.
Oh, what is?
I don't want nobody in my party go with a flashy clothes.
Oh.
I dress simple. And I drive in a simple little car. Because we must walk with the people. The day we think we're bigger than the people, we have no business to lead. He must inspire by example. And above all, he must have integrity. Integrity. Only honesty can lead the people in socialism. Therefore, my comrades, let us build together. And I call upon you now, in the name of the Father, in the name of God, in the name of Allah, in the name of Jehovah, in the name of Jah.
Take a while to start. We need the audio.
My last word is for the role of leadership.
Tamara, how you doing?
First of all, the leadership of socialism must walk in humility. Humility must be humble, must always be humble. There is no place for arrogance in the party that I lead. And anybody that is arrogant over the people must get out of leadership. The only one that is fit to lead is the one that walks hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, equal with the people, loving with the people. That's why I don't want no big flashy motor car.
KK, what's up? Hold on there.
I don't want nobody in my party wearing flashy clothes. I dress simple. And I drive in a simple little car. Because we must walk with the people.
Yes.
The day we think we're bigger than the people, we have no business to lead.
No.
We must inspire by example.
Mm-hmm.
And above all, he must have integrity. Integrity. Only honesty can lead the people in socialism.
Come on, man.
Therefore, my comrades, let us build together. And I call upon you now, In the name of the Father, in the name of God, in the name of Allah, in the name of Jehovah, in the name of Jah.
All right. Got him. Got him. I got him. I have to put that clip together. That clip together. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Start off the show like this. Like I said, today is National Human Rights, International Human Rights Day, and today that hero was born, that gentleman was born. Michael Norman Manley was born today, and it is International Human Rights Day. How fitting. Some things are not a coincidence. Guys, I want to encourage you to hit the like button. All you have to do is double tap the screen like TikTok if you're watching me live from your phone. If you're on a computer, it'll be much easier to know where the like button is. It helps the videos to actually go out. So the information, we can have more discussion in the comment section, and maybe correction, maybe I was wrong about something, so you know, we all can be enlightened in that regard. Yes. So happy birthday to the most honorable, truly the most honorable Michael Norman Manley. Through his actions, through his deeds, truly, not just by a title that was given to him that he didn't earn, like the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Here the man stressed integrity, integrity, integrity. It is the foundation of true leadership. One that we cannot say that we have experienced here in Jamaica. What we have experienced is a eat-a-food government, a cover-up government. You understand? A government that hides things from the people, promises those things. It's now the preliminary government. What's up, chill? Preliminary government. Everything is preliminary. It's in the first phase. It's in the first stages. We can't get clear and cogent and structured answers. Right? So we can't say, you know what? We really have confidence in our government. All we hear is that they are the best, but they don't show that mantle of the praise that they're getting of being the best. We're not experiencing the best at all. I cannot believe Favour Williams is actually a Harvard student. I don't know what she studied, but if I was her professor and I was watching her in Parliament, I would be holding my head down. As a matter of fact, the entire Harvard University should be holding their head down at this point. I know a lot of people, oh, we feel sorry for her. I don't. She's getting paid millions of dollars. Why should I feel sorry for her? Why should I have empathy for her? When she is trying to clone the opposition and incense the opposing voices of the people, which I am one of those opposing voices of the madness going on in the government. Why should I feel sorry for her? I am not sorry for her. She's very well off. She's wealthy. She's getting paid good money to be incompetent. Why the Jamaican people don't feel sorry for themselves? Before we feel sorry for Favour Williams. I heard some people on Panaja TV calling, oh, you know, I like Favour, you know. Why? Favour is condescending. Why you like her? You think that everything that she says is scripted? Favour has come out and showed her ASS from in the budget before, showing shots at the PMP and the administration. Favour is a full-fledged labourite. Don't get it twisted. And like the prophet said, me not hug up no snake. Me not hug up no devil. I'm not calling Favour a devil. It's just an analogy. I don't trust Favor Williams and I don't trust the labor rights. She's very condescending. Mr. Newell, Mr. Omar Newell from Central St. Mary, he asked a beautiful question in Parliament. I think I need to get back to that, but before we do, we have to start off the show with our trusted and loved human rights activist, Miss London 45. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen.
Owners, morning, sir. Mr. Owners, I see the reason why you act like you're untouchable. I see the reason why you act like you're untouchable. I see the reason why you see you're not afraid of nobody, because you feel like you have the whole country in your pocket and you have all the news team in your pocket, Mr. Wallace, because how the hell the news now reports say men in ski masks jump over the pole wall at the polling station and the people them have to run left the polling station, Mr. Wallace. How the hell the news don't report that? That's why you see you're not afraid of nobody. But let me tell you something, Mr. Onis. You may feel like you have everybody in your pocket, but you don't have the Creator in your pocket. You don't have God in your pocket. And I gotta lead the way for it. God is leading the way for the Jamaican people in Jesus' name. Mr. Onis, men in ski masks jumped the wall of the polling station and the people got to run leave the polling station. Men also double vote in the polling station. And you got to tell me, so we have to hear that from Mr. Buchanan liar? Is the liar we have to hear those things from? Where the news is to report these things. World, here we come, Jamaica. We have to rid corruption. We have to rid corruption. This is wicked in our country. Mr. Onis, morning, sir. Mr. Onis, I see the reason why.
The Apostle Jeffrey Shutterworth.
A God run things in a Jamaica. A God run things in a Jamaica. And when we say God, we are talking about you, the Hebav, in and through Jesus Christ, Son of the living God, by and through his Holy Spirit. And his word is final. So don't get carried away because the Clinton and so on, they are here, and so don't get carried away. Step back and prayerfully assess, what do they believe? What are the tenets of the organization, that foundation? What's their mission? What is their track record? Yes, it's wide. No one is saying good things have not been done over the years. But what about the not good things? For want of a better word, eh? The things that are not even not so good. What about the not good things? This disaster which has come upon Jamaica through Hurricane Melissa, and there is more to come if we do not repent, is an opportunity for God to restore Jamaica, but instead of Jamaica turning to God, Jamaica is turning to Satan. People of Jamaica, beware, wake up. Beware, wake up. Beware, wake up.
Oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. Beware, wake up. When Clinton came, I said, yep, here we go. Clinton was instrumental, ladies and gentlemen. Clinton Foundation was instrumental in destroying Haiti. Yeah? Make we hear about this thing right as some of those come across.
The man them have all of them infrastructure set in place for Tunway. In the nether, how we go? You see me? And we now see it. The man they have Pangea IT to fuck up the voting system. So that means it's anybody they choose, no matter how we vote. And the Pangea IT as well is for the digital ID, so that I got lucky in that. The man them have them foreign aid come in as investment.
We just fast forward this a little bit because we never did plan for this.
Are them infrastructure set in place for Tunway in the nether. How we go? You see me? And we now see it. The man they have on their IT to fuck up the voting system. So that means it's anybody they choose, no matter how we vote. And the Pangea IT as well is for the digital ID, so that I got lucky in that. The man them have them foreign aid that come in as investments. You know, sir, investment, foreign aid money, and of investments for whatever them really want out of country. Check it all the foreign aid go. And when the NGO them forward down, them run go right down in them business them with them own. I saw them they work. And I realize we can't get the money. We not touch the money there. And even if some might come, the bulk of it is not for we, it's investment. Believe it. When you're thinking, because they might invest into what's coming. If you can go back in history and look on the early days them, don't sitting there. Paul, you see me? And see what really when I take place and what they really want. Don't a Congo and them place the early days them and them things that happen. And one man mentioned sitting about the Congolese them where and I said, don't make Jamaica turn in a Congo. They have they name Hutsis and Tutsis. I think a two family where they come like a two political party did it. And then use politics, them use every means necessary to drive one wedge in between the two set of people them and set the people them on each other. Oh, you know, see fucking mirror. Oh, you know, see mirror. You know, see them are set to it. Them are socially divided by political party. Right, there, so. First thing, you can't see that. Oh, no, see that. So we intentionally get set up into each other. We divide. So we can't see what them do. The whole of this government cabinet under investigation for fraud. Almost 80% of it. And we now see it. The Prime Minister might lose his seat on Monday, which means the man and the Prime Minister no more. I'm going to hand over the government to somebody else. And yet still, even though the head of the stream dirty, we wouldn't still allow it to go on. What difference would it make by him just losing in position there? So? The foreign aid them come in and do them thing. Obviously, only never when I watch the movie named 80 from 2020 onwards. When I watch the seasons like season 1, season 2, a bill just like how season 1 and season 2 a bill. Yes, so place mash up. People displaced. Them start force them in some areas where them no want be. Lock them in. Spread diseases. Oh no, nah, see the playbook. How? Oh, you don't see the repeated. Or when just so plug out a real life. You don't realize what take place in front of you. Tell me the truth. If you don't want to end up like 80. If you don't want to say, if you don't want to follow cartel and say Gaza, I say. Sudan, all of them places who still locked in a chain. You don't see it. Or you don't understand what they do to black people. I don't think you don't understand what they do to black people. Drama, a baggery. Oh, I'm could left sir. And I said this, sir. So, 2024, they have Nigel Clark, the greatest financier, the greatest finance minister we ever have. Him stays a booms. We have been living in a hurricane belt for much years now. We have never had a catastrophe loan, a catastrophe bond, anything, any insurance of that sort. All right then, 2024, Nigel Clark stays a booms. And set up in sitting there with IMF, with the catastrophe bond with IMF. First, the hurricane, I forget ya. It have a specific certain number of read per barometers. So wind speed have to be something. It damage have to cause something. Like numbers, specification have to meet. It's like you're sending a job application and your resume have to say certain things. Certain things have to meet. And have to specific. If you miss one of them, then you not get the money. You not get the loan. The hurricane came exactly like that, did exactly like that and more. Nigel Clark, that set this up, went and worked for such insurance agency or such bank, the IMF, whatever you want to call it, a financial institution in Ghana, go work for it. As I not even remember my position, but I know it's a very high up in the managing position. You get offered that. And loan payout, when loan payout, you want hand it to a private entity in spending it in the country. To set up some structures. I see a man, Marvin Fire. I say build up some board structures, 400,000, more than place 1 or 600 and add. And you can pull and you can place large families in them there. Take some of my people out of displacement. We not talk about food and all these things, one people them structure. While live out a do, I don't want to impose curfew upon them and them sitting there. Jamaica now wake up, but now wake up slow, you fuck. They run out of time. The man them have all of them infrastructure set in place for Tunway. In the nether, how we go. You see me? And we now see it. The man they have Pangea IT to fuck up the voting system. So that means it's anybody they chose, no matter how we vote. And the Pangea IT as well is for the digital ID, so that I got lucky in that. The man them have them foreign aid that come in as investment. You know, sir, investment, foreign aid money, and of investments for whatever them really want out of country. Check it all the foreign aid go. And when the NGO them forward down, them run go right back down in them business them with them own. I saw them they work. And I realize that we can't get the money. We not touch that money there. And even if somebody come, the bulk of it is not for we, it's investment. Believe it. When you're thinking of dollars are come out here, that investment, because they might invest into what's coming. If you can go back in a history and look on the early days them, don't sitting there, pal, you see me? And see what really gonna take place and what they really want. Don't a Congo and them place, the early days them, and them things that happen. And one man mentioned sitting about the Congolese them, where the man said, do not Jamaica turn in a Congo. They have they name Hutsis and Tutsis. I think a two family where they come like a two political party there. And then use politics, them use every means necessary to drive one wedge in between the two set of people them and set the people them on each other. Oh, you know, see the fucking mirror. Oh, you know, see mirror. You know, see them are set to it. Them are socially divided by political party. Right there, so. First thing, you can't see that. Oh, no, see that. So we intentionally get set up into each other. We divide. So we can't see what them are do. The whole of this government cabinet under investigation for fraud. Almost 80% of it. And we now see it. The Prime Minister might lose his seat on Monday, which means the man and the Prime Minister no more. I'm going to hand over the government to somebody else. And yet still, even though the head of the stream dirty, we wouldn't still allow it to go on. What difference would it make by him just losing in position there? So? The foreign aid them come in and do them thing. Obviously, we never went and watch the movie named 80 from 2020 onwards. We went and watch the season side. Season 1, season 2, a bill just like how season 1 and season 2 a bill. Yes, so place mash up. People displaced. Them start force them in some areas where them no want be. Lock them in. Spread diseases. Oh no, nah, see the playbook. How? Oh, no, nah, see the repeated. I when just so plug out a real life. We don't realize what take place in front of them. Tell me the truth. If you don't want to end up like 80. If you don't want to say, yo, if you don't want to follow cartel and say Gaza, I say. Sudan, all of them places who still locked in a chain. You don't see it. Or you don't understand what they do to black people. You don't think you don't understand what they do to black people. Drama, a buggery. Oh, I'm good left, sir. And I say this, sir. So, 2024, they have Nigel Clark, the greatest financier, the greatest finance minister we ever have. Him stays a booms. We have been living in a hurricane belt for too much years now. We have never had a catastrophe loan, a catastrophe bond, anything, any insurance of that sort. All right then, 2024, Nigel Clark stays a booms and set up in sitting there with IMF for the catastrophe bond with IMF. First, the hurricane, I forget ya. It have a specific certain number of read pan barometers. So wind speed have to be something. It damage have to cost something. Like numbers, specification have to meet. It's like you're sending one job application and your resume have to say certain things. Certain things have to meet. And have to specific. If you miss one of them, then you not get the money. You not get the loan. The hurricane came exactly like that. Did exactly like that and more. Nigel Clark, that said this, went and worked for such insurance agency, or such bank, the IMF, whatever you want to call it, a financial institution in Ghana, go work for it. As I not even my position, but I know it's a very high up in the managing position. You get offered that. And loan payout, when loan payout, you want hand it to a private entity instead of spending it in the country. To set up some structures. I see a man, Marvin Fire. I say build up some board structures, 400,000, more than place 1 or 600 and add. And we can place large families in a them there. Take some of my people them out of displacement. And talk about food and all these things. Want the people in structure. While live out of do I want to impose curfew upon them and them sitting there. Jamaica now wake up, but now wake up, so the fuck. They run out of time. The man them have.
Yo, what do you think about that? I'm not going to say nothing, you know. Food for thought, yeah? Food for thought. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the news. Because the news summarized what happened yesterday in a parliament. Listen to this. Listen to
the Public Service Company, JPS. Where will JPS get the money to fully restore the grid, which was damaged during Hurricane Melissa? It's still among the questions being asked by the parliamentary opposition, following the $150 million loan to the Jamaica Public Service Company, JPS. The issue was again up for discussion at today's Standing Finance Committee, looking at the third supplementary estimate. Where will JPS get the money to fully restore the grid, which was damaged during Hurricane Melissa? It's still among the questions being asked by the parliamentary opposition, following the $150 million loan to the Jamaica Public Service Company, JPS. The issue was again up for discussion at today's Standing Finance Committee, looking at the third supplementary estimates. Andrea Chisholm has the details.
This is the situation. Energy Minister Darrell Vaz told Parliament on November 25 that the $150 million loan to JPS would be used to restore electricity by January-February 2026. The money taken from the consolidated fund will be at an interest rate of 5.5% and is payable over 5 years. The Ministry of Finance will act on behalf of the government. The opposition still had concerns.
When the presentation was done by the Minister of Energy, we did not have the details. And it is quite rightly put, because it is going to be in this budget a provision for 24 to 23 billion Jamaican dollars that the Ministry of Finance is lending to a body corporate on the basis that that would be some part payment for the complete sum that is to come somehow for the restoration. So if the Minister of Finance is going down the road to lend this money, the Ministry of Finance ought to be able to say that they are satisfied that the full money for restoration will come, or else it is just your loan down the wicket.
My government, yes, is lending from taxpayers' money $150 million US to JPS. I need to know, right, if that is a wise financial transaction that my government is undertaking. I have a right to know that. The answer to that question is not just that the people want light. The answer to that question is not just that the people want light. Right? No. If it is that they require 350 and their license only has 2 more years on it, then any prudent individual is going to think twice before they lend them the money, because they have no guarantee to continue operating beyond 2 years.
All right, member,
so on what basis did the finance ministry take a decision to lend the 150 million?
It's still not clear where the rest of the money will come from. The country was initially told by Minister Vaz that the full restoration would cost roughly $350 million US. Officials from the Office of Utilities Regulations later told Parliament's
Where will JPS get the money to fully
So we have promises. We have man that jump up about people bad mind. That's what we have, you know. You see, from the start, Mark Golding raised this question in our parliament, you know. And such man run out. Remember this?
A lot of you have been inquiring about the fiscal rules. What are the fiscal rules? How did they come about?
That's not the one, sorry.
The fiscal rules are the main issue yesterday in the House of Yesterday in the House of Representatives, Minister Darrell Vaz told us that JPS needs $350 million US to restore the electricity grid so that people can get electricity. He said that the government is going to take 150 million US and lend it to JPS. I asked him, so what about the other 200 million US? Are we going to ensure there's a plan that puts that money in place before we risk our 150 so that the full 350 that he said is the amount required is available to JPS? At that point, he went on a tirade, calling people bad mind, heartless, and all kind of foolishness. It was a simple question, it was a logical question, and it's a question they need to answer. Because we need the grid fixed, we need it fixed as quickly as possible. It's going to cost 350 million US to do it. Only 150 million is on the table. What's the government's solution for that gap? Simple. And Minister Vaz, I have one more question. If it's 350 million US to restore electricity, and you're willing to lend them 150 million without knowing where the other 200 million is coming from, which section of Jamaica are you willing to sacrifice by proceeding without sufficient money to fix the problem? So if only part of Jamaica is going to get fixed, which parts are not going to get fixed? Because we only have 150 million and not the 350 that it will take to do the job. Yesterday in the House of Representatives,
So,
Estimates, Andrea Chisholm has the detail.
Is to give my hope, Mr. Prime Minister. I also rise to give my overwhelming support. To
another one there. Another one there.
Yes.
I've got to go to YouTube.
This is the situation. Energy Minister
I've got to go to YouTube. I've got to go to YouTube. JIS. So my video them then upload it.
Eastern Westmoreland. So I'm saying though that
68.3% at the end of this fiscal year. GDP. As we look out in the medium term, that's like for the 150 million that is allocated to them as a loan, for that to come back to us out of this facility, but all of that is left to be worked out.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, we have provided an upfront loan of 150. The international financial institutions have made a provision of 450 million, which JPS can draw down on and use that to repay the government the 150. Is that correct?
Just so you're aware, member, it's not something that is in place yet, but contemplated.
No, I know. That's why I say earmarked and not definitive. But it's important to understand what it is earmarked for and what is the thinking, because obviously there would have been discussions between the government of Jamaica and the IFIs around this facility. And since the figure is there, we just want clarity on it.
Very, very preliminary discussions.
Very preliminary. So when will you be in a position, I'd asked you at the last sitting, to provide greater detail in terms of the 6.7 billion. We know 2.4 is private sector mobilization funding, but the direct government of Jamaica borrowing, when will you be able to tell us specifics on that in terms of the amounts from institutions, interest rates, length of period to pay, whether there's moratoria, etc.? When can you provide that to the House?
So remember, the announcement was made last week, and as you can imagine, with these kinds of facilities, there are many conversations, many rounds of meetings to happen. We are in the early days following this announcement, so please allow us some time. Obviously, government has to look at its priority projects. It has to look at the timing of those projects. There is quite a bit to be worked out, member, which would not be possible to bring to the House in a week.
Okay, I understand that, but would you be in a position to say when? And I asked that within the context, you have made projections around our debt to GDP ratio, moving up to 68% and moving higher. I assume those projections would account for what you anticipate that you intend to borrow to deal with the gaps that arise from the fall off in economic income, activity, and taxable income.
All right. The 68% debt to GDP that you referenced, Member, is what we're projecting by the end of this fiscal year, which will be in another 3 months. And all, if not most of that, is primarily due to the decline in the GDP. As we look out in the medium term, that's where you would see reflected any drawdowns on these facilities that have been announced.
So no new borrowing for this fiscal year up to March 2026.
So in this fiscal year, Member, there is a little bit of borrowing, but not enough to move the needle significantly.
All right, since you have not finalized your arrangements, is there a contemplation to negotiate within these facilities? There is a specific climate provision, and I think Barbados has piloted that, where in the event of a natural disaster, that there is a waiver of suspension of payments of interest and principal. We don't have that. Is that something we are going to do going forward, given that we haven't finalized the negotiation of these facilities?
Those are conversations we've had, specifically with the president of the IDB in particular, and with representatives of the World Bank, but to be finalized.
And then my final question, I've highlighted a number of times the chronic underspend of our capital budget. I know efforts have been made to address the procurement issues. There was a reallocation of $2 billion in this particular supplementary away from the capital budget. Can you indicate the specific steps that are being taken to ensure that we can, in fact, spend the allocations that are provided within the budget and within the context where there is such a great need now in this rebuilding exercise to have capital projects executed on time?
Well, for this fiscal year so far, Member, as you would probably know, we did have a hurricane, and that would have slowed some of the capital spending that we have to do for this year. But in terms of going forward and the reconstruction efforts...
How the hurricane will happen in October, slow down the capital budget spending of the previous months of the year. Did you know that a hurricane was coming? So what? Yo, what she say, brother? What she say?
Remember, as you would probably know, we did have a hurricane, and that would have slowed some of the capital spending that we have to do for this year. But in terms of going forward...
It can't be for this year. The hurricane never happened in January. The only way the hurricane could affect the capital budget being spent this year is if it happened in January. Blind a lead, blind Jamaica. Blind a lead, blind. How does that make any sense, what you just said a while ago? Please, somebody explain it to me. Me not a problem with education, me not a problem with you going to Harvard and all of that. But let's speak about common sense here. If you're trying to trick the people and thinking that you're smarter than us, well, I take offense to that, personally. Let me be clear. I do. So I hope that's not the case. But how does this make sense, the question that was asked?
That are provided within the budget and within the context where there is such a great need now in this rebuilding exercise to have capital projects executed on time.
Well, for this fiscal year so far, Member, as you would probably know, we did have a hurricane, and that would have slowed some of the capital spending that we have to do for this year.
Why is Xavier Main nodding his head? People, I want you to focus on Xavier Main. Like he's in agreement or in agreement with what Favor just said. Mr. Main, sir, please stay still. All right? Look at this.
Remember, as you would probably know, we did have a hurricane, and that would have slowed some of the capital spending that we have to do for.
If I'm not mistaken, capital spending happens in segments of the year. They don't just put out a capital spending allocations from January and then they just spend from it. That's not how I understand it to be. And even if that was the case, up to the hurricane, you couldn't anticipate the hurricane coming, or could you? Is that what Favour Williams is saying? Is Favour Williams saying that they anticipated the hurricane Melissa coming? They knew. Is that what she's saying? Because it appears like that's what she's saying. That is the only way her argument would make sense. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not trying to reach here. The only way Favour Williams' argument makes sense about the capital budget being underspent and saying, you know, remember, I think you know that we had a hurricane. Yeah, we had a hurricane October. The late October into November. So before October, between January and October, when we didn't know a hurricane was coming, how was the capital budget being spent? It was being underspent. I have listened to Ralston Hyman. I've also heard Julian Robinson talk about, as a matter of fact, let me go to that clip. Hold on. That clip should be on here. All right? See all photos. Let me go to Julian Robinson. All right? Should I go to videos? Reels? Yes, let me go to Reels. Let me go to Reels. Beyond the headlines, no. I want the one who is speaking specifically about the capital budget. All right?
For this year. But in terms of going forward and the reconstruction efforts that would need to be underway, you would have heard the Prime Minister talk about the National Recovery and Reconstruction Authority, an entity to coordinate the work.
The following is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
The government has only spent 20 of the $40 billion that was projected for the...
The following is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
Let's get some understanding.
The government has only spent 20 of the $40 billion that was projected for the capital budget for the first quarter of this fiscal year.
So context. The first quarter. It means then that quarterly money is allocated for the capital budget. That's what I wanted to find out. Yes, Ronnie Swagwan. Ladies and gentlemen, quarterly, the capital budget is allocated. So in the first quarter, 40 billion, 40 billion, I believe. Listen to this.
$40 billion.
In the first quarter, $40 million was allocated to carry out, you know, the business of the land. Projects that needed to be dealt with. Yes? And it was underspent. Are we to believe Favour Williams? Based on what Favour Williams will tell us. I'm going to turn on my camera. Favour Williams, based on the question that I'm going to start talking to you now. Because them say you are the finance minister. And as a concerned citizen of Jamaica that thinks our land is being run amok. That's just my opinion based off your incompetence. Who is this? Who is this calling? Based off your incompetence, favor. You know, I don't understand how the underspending of the capital budget in the first quarter had anything to do with the hurricane in October. October would be the fourth quarter. Quarter what? No, 4. 4 into 12 is 1 or 3. So every 3 months. Hello? You just called a while ago. Oh, okay. All right, my boss. Big up. Yes, so quarterly means 4. 4 quarters. 4 quarters make a whole. So every 3 months between January, February, March would be the first quarter. So them supposed to spend $40 billion in the capital budget and them underspend it and only spend 20. How is that how is that fact caused by a hurricane that came in October? When we listen to Favor Williams again, you know, because you know, but tell me like this is the Oxford graduate. Yes? Listen to the question.
Procurement issues. There was a reallocation of $2 billion in this particular supplementary away from the capital budget. Can you indicate the specific steps that are being taken to ensure that we can, in fact, spend the allocations that are provided within the budget and within the context where there is such a great need now in this rebuilding exercise to have capital projects executed on time?
Well, for this fiscal year so far, remember, as you would probably know, we did have a hurricane, and that would have slowed some of the capital spending that we have to do for this year. But in terms of going forward and the reconstruction efforts that would need to be underway, you would have heard the Prime Minister talk about the National Recovery and Reconstruction Authority, an entity to coordinate the work that needs to be done for reconstruction, an entity that's supposed to be nimble in terms of its efforts and its coordination. So there's great expectation that as we go forward, that you will see, a better utilization of the capital that needs to be spent, especially for reconstruction.
Minister, you know very well that
I'm sorry, it's the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority.
No, but we know the problem of under expenditure on the capital budget is not specific to Hurricane Melissa or Hurricane Beryl. It's certainly for the last 4, maybe 5 fiscal years, we have had significant under expenditure. Now, is it that you're suggesting that NARA will be able to operate more efficiently and effectively than normal central budget and normal central government and the MDAs? Are there revised procurement guidelines that will be available to that agency so that they can actually spend the money?
So for the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority, we are expecting that it will operate under emergency procurement rules, but also that it will have the ability to engage significantly large companies to help us in terms of having a faster pace at the reconstruction.
All right, thank you.
But Julian, you should have hold her to account, because you never answered the question, The question is, are you suggesting that NARA can operate better than central government where the spending of the capital budget is concerned? Because the point he was making is, this issue, and the same point I'm making, the issue of the underspending of the capital budget cannot be linked to Hurricane Melissa. It is impossible to link it to it. Let us, before they use that as a narrative moving forward, in Jesus' name, hold on there. Hold on there, wait. Let me go back.
No, but we know the problem.
Hurricane.
budget to ensure away from
representatives of the World Bank.
People make me find one filter there real quick, yeah, man. We need to start doing filter them to TikTok, you know. How them do it? When them do a video, them have this some bag of something on their face and them something. How them do it? We need to find one filter we can use. And the time I do my video them. You understand? Who is with me? We need to search for one. Alright, I'm going to use that one. I look black and I look like a Nubian person. I'm going to work with that one. Favor Williams, are you me come out, you know? Listen to this.
But to be finalized.
And then my final question, I've highlighted a number of times the chronic underspend of our capital budget. I know efforts have been made to address the procurement issues. There was a reallocation of $2 billion in this particular supplementary away from the capital budget. Can you indicate the specific steps that are being taken to ensure that we can, in fact, spend the allocations that are provided within the budget and within the context where there is such a great need now in this rebuilding exercise to have capital projects executed on time?
Well, for this fiscal year so far, remember, as you would probably know, we did have a hurricane, and that would have slowed some of the capital spending that we have to do for this year.
Wait a minute. No, Favor Williams, you just answered the question about underspending of capital budget to suggest that Hurricane Melissa is the reason why the government is not spending the capital budget correctly. Exhibit A, ladies and gentlemen, listen to this.
The government has only spent 20 of the $40 billion that was projected for the capital budget for the first quarter of this fiscal year. This represents a worrying trend where there is chronic underinvestment of our capital budget.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, what that means is that quarterly money is allocated for the capital budget every 3 months. So, when hurricane will come in October, well, I shouldn't say it that way, but the way how she said it, it sounded like she knows that the hurricane will not come in October. But what I'm saying is, a hurricane that happened in late October, entering into the 4th quarter of the capital budget, how is that something as an excuse as to why the previous 3 quarters, the capital budget was underspent? You see how Favor Williams answer the questions, but it just sound asinine. And I'm confused because them say she graduated from Harvard University. Maybe this is just not her area of expertise. And if that is the situation, she needs to be removed. We cannot have a finance minister that is this incompetent. I am not no finance, nothing. I'm not educated on this matter, but following the actual things that are about the whole thing and following government, and I'm learning. Favor Williams, what is going on? What is going on with this JLP government? Aren't you honest? This is who you appoint for the finance minister? Second in command to the government? Absolutely disgraceful, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely disgraceful. KK say Favor is no finance minister. Andrew is. Hold on, Ronnie, this is something up here. So Mary say, hope you're doing good. Yeah, mommy, good man. Working as this, that's usual. Colin said it seemed like she's not well. You know, that might be it. 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 Ronnie said it's been many years. They are unable to spend the capital. Exactly. Thank you very much. How foolish is she talk? How foolish is she talking? You can't use, member. That's why I said she's very condescending. Member, you should remember that, I think you might know that there was a hurricane. So that not explain nothing, miss. That not explain nothing. This is what we have to be dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. Mighty God. Let me see if we can find the part when Isaac Buchanan asked her one question about the GDP. Jesus. Rough enough.
Explains it, member.
Let's see which others.
So member of will be to
member relates to the supplementary S and F operations, therefore increase would on.
Here we see.
What's your name? Juliet Olis, and I try to help
Separate from the document.
We're not going to use.
Partners. Interest rate.
We're not going to use
All right, so member, it goes anywhere from a low of 3.3% to 150.
Well, what I'm seeing, Minister, on page 4 of your revised document, I'm seeing 747, which was revised from S document.
To the office.
So we are going to Omar you will know, because he asked some critical question.
That would have set aside.
It was revised by 60.
Boy, all the lady with them beside Favor William look like she lost. Oh God.
Fancy fun in the
This is bad.
She didn't answer the question.
She didn't answer the question. Whoa.
had provided a
1 billion, 2 billion children they had.
at what on
Person is
All right, here we go.
who has been
Omar
waiting
Newell.
patiently. Is member Newell?
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. So, Minister, what I want to find out is whether the increased allocation to the Ministry of Education is the correction of an error, or it is a fresh allocation based on new information post the PAAC. Yeah, but the answer wasn't. The response was not. She didn't answer the question.
Baga Duli and the choir. What am I doing?
fund in finance, specifically to finance those requests, those Melissa-related requests when they come in. As you know, well over, I think the number is about 160 or 168 or so schools were damaged. The Ministry of Education had to send out their assessors to assess the damage. We knew that they would come with a significant request, and so that allocation in the contingency would be taken out at that time when they come, you know, with the size and the quantum of their request.
So is it that ahead of the tabling of the supplementary last week, this information was not available because it was not placed there? So it suggests that it is either an error or new information came in. I'm not clear what it is. So was it just a placeholder last week?
So I'm advised by the FS that the details just was not available at the time of preparation of the document.
Okay, so you used the best figure that you had at the time.
Used it, right, and again, the amount that's set aside for Melissa contingency was the account out.
No, I'm clear on the set aside, Minister. What I wasn't clear on is this significant difference that would have, which I welcome because 1 million per school was way inadequate.
No, that was just for cleanup.
15,007, Minister. I want to direct you there. On page 4 on the revised, the amendment. Last week at PAAC, we had asked for an explanation on the 848,400,000, which the supplementary budget said was additional requirement for the Constituency Development Fund. And we were unable to place it in terms of the information we have where the CDF is concerned. Your revised numbers indicate that 747,400 of that have been moved to the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, and Infrastructure Development for implementation of the special end-of-year constituency-based disaster mitigation. That leaves $101 million, which I'm assuming the remark and classification remains, which is additional requirement for the Constituency Development Fund. Can you explain?
All right, I'm advised that the 747 million for the special end-of-year constituency-based disaster mitigation was placed in head 1500, which is the office 15,000, which is the office of the Prime Minister, but it was inadvertently allocated there. So it has been transferred since then to head 1900, which is the Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development, to be utilized by the NWA as follows: National Cleanup and Resilience Building Program, 630, and Targeted Responses to Urgent and Emerging Needs, 220 million.
You know what I noticed? She really has to be reading from a script. She doesn't know. It's not. You see, when you know, sometimes you still have to go back and look, but she has to be in like reading word for word. Like nothing don't come from our memory if you say, you know, I remember reading this. When you're very studied in something, but this is her job though. That's why why? Man, we in trouble, bro. We in trouble, bro.
Which leaves a balance of $101 million. Can you indicate what that represents and whether it's still under the classification of additional requirement for the Constituency Development Fund?
So, remember, instead of 747, it's now 850.
Well, what I'm seeing, Minister, on page 4 of your revised document, I'm seeing 747, which was revised from OPM. So I'm trying to get an understanding of the remainder.
Member, we'd have to get an explanation for that 101 million from the Office of the Prime Minister. I don't know.
Thank you, Minister. In your presentation last week, you said already...
Wait, I have to record this. I have to record this. Favour Williams, the hot topic. Let's hear this, ladies and gentlemen.
Minister, I don't know.
Thank you, Minister. In your presentation last week, you said already our international partners have indicated that within that package that's announced, there's about 450 million for JPS. And what that will do is allow for a loan of 150 million to be repaid back to us so we get back the liquidity. Minister, would you agree that just based on the questions asked earlier and the answers that you've given, that that statement is premature and the loan is at now speculative at best?
What do you mean by speculative?
Meaning the loan is not there. It depends on JPS and the multilaterals working out an agreement for that loan to become available.
We've given our undertaking to JPS.
No, Minister, I'm speaking specifically to, I quoted you from the Hansard, where you said the 450 million, what that will do is allow for our loan of 150 million to be repaid back to us. I'm asking if that was accurate or if you'll accept that that was a premature statement.
It was a statement that we believe will happen because...
We wish along with you, Minister. Thanks.
What? I'm sorry?
Favour Williams made a statement of belief where our money is concerned. Are you serious right now? Did she in context of her statement say we believe? She did not. She spoke about it as a matter of fact. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in trouble. The level of incompetence is alarming. It is like, if this was the PNP, I would be saying the same thing. This is not about party colors. This is high, dangerous levels of incompetence. You believe, but you didn't tell us. You know, we believe that such and such and such. If you had said that, nobody could say anything. But you mentioned it as a matter of fact. You was gloating. And here we are. Open disgrace. My God.
I never said we believe will happen. So member, you have no idea Member, let me say,
French Montana.
Member, just let me say, since the announcement of this $150 million US loan to JPS, you would have heard the minister talk about what it will do in terms of just ensuring that we have electricity island-wide over the next 2 months. Which is significant. Otherwise, persons without would have to wait for a much longer period of time. And I just want to say to you that there are so many persons who called me to say how very proud they are of the government and the ability of the government to be able to extend US $150 million to our electricity company. I can't think of another time, another government, certainly not on your side, that would have been able to do this.
Member from Eastern Westmoreland.
Chairman Mike.
Yeah. Minister, just to follow up on that, despite the fanfare that is going on.
To ask the minister.
In relation to the loan, divided attention, because I know there's a lot of distractions. I'm just asking for your undivided attention, because I know there's a lot of distractions. This question is one where I just need to know if you satisfied yourself in relation to the loan as to whether or not any extension of the license to acquire this said loan of $450 million to JPS was a consideration for you. Did you satisfy yourself before awarding the loan whether or not there was an extension, and as well as that whether that extension allowed JPS to possibly acquire the additional sums?
The minister has gone, so she can't read it.
It's not the minister. It's not Hey, Dana.
So, member, what we've concerned ourselves with is the 150 that is needed for restoration. But just to say that the 150 was not linked to any decision about the license. The 150 was intended to ensure that there's accelerated recovery of electricity across the island.
All right, thank you for that. Minister, I know that you are well aware that this house is a house of record. Now, for clarity, several things were said about what the $150 million would do. Today, I heard that it would restore, the 150 would be, I'm not going to say light after light. I'm not asking that, please. It would certainly restore energy by...
The man never try to set up Isaac. Somebody say light after light. The man say, let's say light after light. Yo! No, listen. We can't hear this. No, it is embarrassing, you know, brother. Oh my God, man. Oh boy.
February, but end of January, in the middle of February, end of January. Let me extend it that far. But however, that doesn't account for the remaining sums. So you have said that you have granted the loan simply for the restoration, but to what quantity? To what amount?
Well, you heard the Minister of Energy just recently.
No, I actually, as I said, Madam Minister, this is a house of record. The minister made no statement on any mic or anything that was recorded.
Okay, so let me repeat what I heard the minister said, and that he said, and he said it several times in Parliament and outside of Parliament, that the 150 million is dedicated towards restoration of electricity across the island by by January 2026.
Sorry, but Madam Minister, the question is about whether you satisfied yourself. So I'm asking because when the minister spoke in this Parliament, he indicated that 150 would have been to restore light in general areas as fast as possible. That was what was said. This is a house of record, and I'm challenging anybody to correct me on that because those were the statements that was made. And so the question, the simple question is whether or not you satisfied yourself as to what exactly the 150 million is for, because it is your ministry that has distributed that loan. So that is what is of importance, and I'm asking for a response on that.
And so, member, we did satisfy ourselves. Just to answer your question.
Thank you for that. My final question: your projection of 68.2% of your GDP. Can you say what is the reality of our GDP now? Your assessment for you to make the projection. Yes.
So our projection for GDP growth by the time we end this fiscal year is that we would see a decline of 4.3% by the end of this fiscal year.
Madam Minister, I didn't get the benefit of your answer. Not so. No, I didn't hear.
Right now, what's your name? Juliet Otis look like she had tried calling help.
Thank you, madam. I didn't get the benefit of the answer because the mic is quite low. That is what my difficulty was.
Member Buchanan is asking you to please repeat because the mic is not functioning so well. It's very low, and he didn't hear your response.
Thank you, Chairman.
So can I ask the member to repeat the question?
No, Madam Minister, I simply asked, what is the reality of our GDP now, post Melissa? Not the
So hold on there. No man, Favor Williams look like she have dementia for you. Favor Williams look like she suffer from dementia. The man asks you a question. 2 minutes ago, you answered the question. And now you're asking to ask over back the question because you never hear you. So you don't remember your answer to the question? No man, Favor Williams because she have dementia and I'm not a medical doctor. That is my unprofessional opinion. Based on what I'm seeing and hearing. She look like she have dementia for true. Dementia. Anybody can suffer from dementia, you know? No, seriously. A condition characterized by progressing or preventing loss of intellectual function, especially with impairment of memory and abstract thinking, and often with personality change resulting from organic disease of the brain. That is dementia. Dementia is very common. You got yourself French Montana. Dementia is very common. Nothing wrong with her, Mike. Juliet Owens are trying to save her from embarrassment. Juliet Owens was like Superwoman. I tried to save her and save the whole party from embarrassment in our parliament. This is unbelievable. Mighty God. Wow.
I know what the projection is, but what it is, what is it now based on your estimate?
Well, the only number that we have for GDP would be as of the end of the third quarter, all right? The fiscal, as of the end of September, which is it. That's the only number that we have.
Minister, I get Member Buchanan to be asking if our projection is 68%, our last actual information, what is that percentage based on what was actual?
Thank you very much.
Yo, if you don't ever see Juliet Owens' face right now, she is done. And I'm done too. I am done. I am frustrated with Favor. This was a 5-hour live stream. You know so much time I cut? Jamaica, I just want to say that we deserve better. We deserve better than this government. We deserve better. Choosing them was not choosing Jamaica. We deserve better. No, this is terrible. This is terrible. No, me have a screenshot this. No, look on Juliet Owens' face. Mighty God. Holy, hey. When they talk about a picture, I can tell 1,000 words. Let me show you something. I send it to my phone. Juliet Owens' face tells us everything we need to know. Ladies and gentlemen, she can't hold back the pressure. And she can't hold back her true feelings about the situation.
Thank you, man.
So our last,
let me show you.
Our last debt to GDP figure would have been September, which is it. That's the only number that we have.
Minister, I get Member Buchanan to be asking if our projection is 68%, our last actual information, what is that percentage based on what was actual?
Thank you. Thank you, madam.
So our last debt to GDP figure would have been the debt to GDP at the end of fiscal year 2024-25, and that was 62%.
Why are they clapping? They can't see it. See there? Look at Juliet Owens' face. You see it now? Most can't see it now. Look at Juliet Owens' face, people. Mighty God. Why are they clapping?
You know.
Eat a food government.
Thank you, Minister. Madam Chair, thank you.
That was year 2024, 25. That was 62%.
For page.
We're getting about 3.6 billion US dollars, mostly in loans, not grants. We have hospitals, clinics, schools, houses to fix. We have infrastructure such as roads and drains to fix. When the minister gave his presentation about where that $150 billion would be going, and let us put it in perspective, this is $24 billion. Sorry, 150 million US. 24 billion Jamaican dollars.
Yes.
He said that the restoration would be done by the end of February, January, as opposed to April, May, June. Now, what is the opportunity cost of bringing restoration of electricity forward by three to 4 months? $24 billion to move restoration forward 3 to 4 months. What is the opportunity cost? What are we sacrificing? What are we sacrificing for $24 billion?
Why are you so afraid of Dr. Alfred does? Well, there was an attempt on his life to poison him, so. Interesting. What is this about this man?
To be spent so that we don't wait 3 months for restoration. What can that $24 billion do when everything else that we're borrowing, it is going to come at a cost for interest rates? Who made that determination that 3 months of earlier restoration is worth $24 billion at a time like this?
Good question.
I can tell you.
So member.
Minister.
No, I never said. I don't have to say allegedly. I never said that. The JLP made an attempt on his life. I said there was an attempt on his life. I asked why are they so afraid of him? I never said the JLP made an attempt on his life. Nobody knows who made an attempt on his life. You understand? I never said that. So I don't need to say allegedly. But I appreciate, you saying that so I could give further clarity. Thank you.
Finance. Minister.
Why you this answer ya?
Minister of Finance, once the noise continues, it doesn't make sense for the minister to even attempt to respond because we can't hear.
The opportunity. Member, hello. So, member. Hello. So, member, if our hospitals, if our hospitals.
Time is of the essence, and I would like to hear the Minister of Finance response, and this type of behavior is not of any use to any of us or the public. For Minister to be heard, we have to be quiet. Could you all stop?
You know, say I mostly JLP people in attack and run up their mouth over there. Christopher Tufton can't get crushed, In the right behind Favour Williams. You don't know? Hey!
So, Minister, please allow the Minister of Finance to respond and for us to close this segment. There is more work to be done today.
I would love you to ask the patient that is waiting for life-saving operation to ask that patient what is the opportunity.
Why Bobby Montague a Naki bench? Why Bobby Montague a Naki bench?
I would love you to ask the patient that is waiting for a life-saving operation to ask that patient what is the opportunity cost of $25 billion. Ask that patient.
So, Favor, you think say you say something? 124 baby them when they lose at Jubilee Hospital. You guys don't care about people's lives. The government don't care about people's life. Right? They don't care about people's lives. If they didn't care about people's life, Conrad Regional Hospital would have done sort out already. When I buy the drill for the overpriced amount, them never think about the people who need CT scan. No, I have a talk about this. No. I have a talk about this. Favor Williams is on a roll today. Favor is on a roll. Ladies and gentlemen, Favor Williams is on a roll today. She was asked a critical question from, Dr. Alfred Dawes, who decided that 3 months to wait. We couldn't wait for the full grid to be, the lights to be on everywhere in 3 months. No, let me do that one over that one. Let me find Mr. Alfred Dawes' question. So shower 239 there, so I have to do it that way, yeah. I have to do it that way, yeah, my people. Yeah. Just to cut the time. I can be a nice when I can something. So let me find Mr. Alfred Dawes' question.
We're getting bills for 3.6
from member Dawes. Okay.
Dr. Alfred Dawes asked Favor Williams a critical question. Let's do this.
We have one more question from member Dawes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Minister, we're getting about 3.6 billion US dollars, mostly in loans, not grants. We have hospitals, clinics, schools, houses to fix. We have infrastructure such as roads and drains to fix. When the minister gave his presentation about where that $150 billion would be going, and let us put it in perspective, this is $24 billion, sorry, 150 million US, 24 billion Jamaican dollars. He said that the restoration would be done by the end of January, as opposed to April, May, June. Now, what is the opportunity cost of bringing restoration of electricity await forward by three to 4 months? $24 billion to move restoration forward 3 to 4 months. What is the opportunity cost? What are we sacrificing? What are we sacrificing for $24 billion to be spent so that we don't wait 3 months for restoration? What can that $24 billion do when everything else that we're borrowing, it is going to come at a cost for interest rates? Who made that determination that 3 months of earlier restoration is worth $24 billion at a time like this?
Excellent question by Dr. Alfred Dawes, and listen to the answer From Favor Williams.
And for us to close this
Member,
segment, there is more work to be.
The patient that is waiting for you to ask, I would love you to ask the patient that is waiting for a life-saving operation, to ask that patient, what is the opportunity cost of $25 billion? Ask that patient.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to carry us back into a little bit of history. The drill that they pay too much money for, that other hospitals didn't have CT scan, that resulted in many people's death. Favor Williams want to have us believe that the Jamaica Labour Party all of a sudden cares about people's lives. They never care about people's lives when they overprice or pay for an overpriced drill. When that money could have been used to buy other equipment to save people's lives. A simple CT scan for assessment, which is very important. Favor, they have to come down. Have to come down! Me are burning it to the A. You think they're around for them? Let's continue. I ain't playing.
Members, if there are no other members, please, this is not how we conduct the House. There are no further questions. Minister of Finance, would you be so kind as to wrap up this segment?
Mighty God, shall I get frustrated?
Madam Chair, the amendments to the third supplementary estimate 2025-26 are before us. I put the amendments.
Members, in order to chair the committee, it is important that I'm able to hear. I cannot hear the minister.
Putting in place the fiber optic connections, because where you download physically.
So now them Andrew is still a defend the police, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just say that. He's still defending the corrupt police. You understand? Still doing that. What y'all? And they have shown blatant disregard for the Maroon chief and his decision. They have spat in the face of the Maroon chief, ladies and gentlemen. We have to keep an eye on that. We have to keep an eye on that. On that development. Why? The way that Damien Crawford deal with that, why that was embarrassment. I'm not even going to go there, sir. I'm not even going to do that to her, brother. Let me hear them say so in another meeting.
On the mobile side, 80% of the sites are hurricane.
Cabinet, Mr. JPS, Mr. Light, Mr. Telecoms, Mr. F. You see what happened when I don't have my glasses?
Voice, but I'm a little bit under the weather. I'm going to leave JPS for the last, but since I have not been here for still face significant work, our teams remain fully engaged. And I want to thank again Jamaicans for, as usual, I like to go to my Oxford dictionary. And I Google crocodile tears. You today. I hear or see two specific MPs in Westmoreland who came to, one went on social media and hit out against the JPS loan, and one in Parliament yesterday who grilled the Minister of Finance about the prudence of this. Yet still, one of them on social media up to recently was crying crocodile tears in one and then fighting against it. I want to leave this with you.
You see, this guy is a simpleton, you know. Him is a simpleton, you know. This guy is a simpleton. He no make very cogent arguments, and him try to oversimplify complex equations. The fact of the matter is, there's not one way to get back restoration to the people of Jamaica. There's not one way. The way how they put it, the only way is this way, and we have to do it. It's the same way we get in trouble, you know. This eater food government, you know, is the same way them get in trouble with the IMF, you know. Them are dunce, you know. Because they just go grab up any deal. I never read the fine print from the IMF, and then them couldn't pass the test them. And then the IMF say, yo, we now work with Jamaica again, you know? And a mama pay to come restore the balance like the avatar. It is a simple thing. When people give cogent arguments, so now I try to shame Dr. Dayton Campbell for having a heart for the people. And I try to shame him for protecting the people's interests where their money is concerned by asking critical questions that they don't want to answer. What is it going to cost us to give JPS this loan without we knowing where they might get the other 200 million from? We need to know. So this deflection, all them do are deflect. Right? This deflection. And you know, I'm going to do a video upon that too. But they have a TikTok to them. Mighty God. How for picture me I look for? Dr. Alfred Dawes. I'm glad to find this. No, they need to stop it. They need to stop it. They need to stop it. It's not cute. And the Jamaican people, yo, you know the problem because you don't hold them accountable when they speak this type of nonsense. You don't cheer them on. Right? How can you in one breath say the man is crying tears for such as say, oh, I cry crocodile tears, right? So you want to undermine the man having empathy for his people, seeing them suffering. Unlike you, the JLP government that claim that they don't care about the people. The PNP care about the people enough to cry tears when them see them a suffer. The PNP care about the people enough to ensure that not because we want them to get back light means we're going to sell our soul to the devil. Point blank period. Absolutely disgusting. Right? And they only can fool some of the people some of the time, but they can't fool all the people all the time. And everyone out here dunce. That means we're going to follow dunceness. We come out of our mouth. Unbelievable. Right? Everything what the PNP is asking, where I said Tarifa, everything that the PNP is asking is legit questions that need to be answered by the finance minister. Not talk about bad mind and one bag of crap. Bad mind where? Not because somebody needs something, that means the first way. That's not good governance. What's up, Glenn Samuels? That's not good governance. The first thing that comes to your mind. Yeah, man. Me could have sell the soul to the devil, man. Utter nonsense.
As usual, I like to go.
Utter nonsense.
Who grilled the Minister of Finance, Sir Jaden Westmoreland. You, today, the electricity, you're paying. And this is why we have given you the electricity plan that we have given you.
You give me an electricity plan without telling us the details of the plan. Then what kind of plan that? You don't plan nothing, you fail. Because you never plan. No, I come off of this thing as soon, you know. I do one more video and then I piss me off. Utter Garbage, man. What part of the system you're going to sacrifice? That is a legit question. What part of Jamaica are you going to sacrifice? Adi said, who you talking? You have 3 more hours. Adi, if you put something in the cash app, will work me staying here for 3 more hours? Me stay here for 3 more hours. You remember good? Or something on his head. 3 more hours. You mad? My God. Them still in a parliament to play politics, you know. Them still in a parliament to play politics. But them all lick bench when Favor Williams a chat foolishness. Born me for them. Yo, I tell us, brother. Even know, yeah. We in a trouble, that's all I know, bro. We in a damn trouble with people like this that govern the country. We totally dropped the ball. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, say Daryl Vaz run out. Hear them something here.
Today, I hear or see
where you see?
2 specific MPs in Westmoreland.
Yes.
Who came to, one went on social media and hit out against the JPS loan, and one in Parliament yesterday who grilled the Minister of Finance about the prudence of this. Yet still, one of them on social media recently was crying crocodile tears in one and then fighting against it. I want to...
No, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Daryl Vaz was simpleton. He don't understand complex equations or complex issues. So he try to simplify complex things. Now he's trying to shame Dr. Dayton Campbell for having sympathy and empathy for the people of Eastern Westmoreland and of Jamaica. That was devastating. Something we've never seen before. It shows that Dr. Dayton Campbell cares, but he's trying to put him down. Right? And then trying to justify, well, because you were crying for the people, it means that when we give you an option, you must just take any option. Well, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Not because the people of Eastern Westmoreland and Jamaica need light, that means they should sell their soul to the devil to get it. What do I mean by that? You need to explore the best option, right, to get back light in a timely manner and also in a cost-effective way. Because there's a lot of things that need to be taken care of in Jamaica. So if you're going to be prudent, if you're going to be disciplined economically, right, putting up this money, we need to know how much interest we have to pay back. We need to know everything about the loan. And because the Jamaica Labour Party want to be clear and cogent about that, or maybe they didn't think about it, maybe they just was jumping into things just like what them do, what cause of in a problem with the IMF by taking a stupid deal and not knowing how to pass the IMF test, and then Mama P, they have to come fix back Jamaica and put back the balance in the economy so we can actually be prudent now and disciplined. So they put it in a legislation, the fiscal rules. It's because of them and their attitude. This is the attitude that caused us to be in that situation. Let it be understood. Right? This attitude. Yeah, man, the people ain't want light. So I could just take any deal. I could just do anything. Madness. Wagwan Pauline. This guy, man. We have got to do this some other time with this press conference right now. Honestly. Right?
To leave this with you. As usual, I like to go to my Oxford dictionary. And I Google crocodile tears. Tears are expressions of sorrow that are insincere. The origin, mid-16th century, said to be named from a belief that crocodile wept while devouring or luring their prey.
Hear the nonsense, sir.
That is the one on social media. The one yesterday that called Recrying Parliament last week. We have a thing called dry cry. I looked it up and it said dry cry meaning in Jamaica. In Jamaican patois, dry cry often refers to pretending to cry or...
Ladies and gentlemen, do you know that this man is doing this at a press conference on JIS? He found it important to make this ridiculous statement. I mean, the man dunceness is unbelievable. And then try to appear intelligent by going to Oxford Dictionary. Mighty God. Whoa.
Or shedding fake tears to gain sympathy, attention, or manipulate a situation. It implies a false sense. It implies a false display of sadness without being genuine. I leave that to the Jamaican people to judge and to say to you as I close, God always knows best. And that is why the Andronis GLP government was chosen to lead
by who?
This recovery and rebuild process. That's why I'm Minister of Energy working with JPS on early restoration of remaining JPS customers without light. That will be able to do so in a matter of weeks. I want to remind Jamaica that we are 5 weeks into Melissa and we have restored 82% of JPS customers. First world countries have had less than category 5 and taken 6 months to a year to be able to do so.
What is it going to cost us? That I want to know if you ask. What is it going to cost us to get it done that quickly? Just saying that we're going to get back light, that don't mean nothing. And the people that don't have no light, I want to understand yourself, you know, and don't get falling in this trap, you know. This emotional trap where I try to put you in, you know. The devil is a liar. Very deceitful. Very deceitful, ladies and gentlemen.
To say again, in closing, I stoutly defend the recommendation of the loan to JPS Cabinet and the approval given, rather than an extension of the existing electricity license to JPS. And I have no regrets or apologies.
So, them don't want to give JPS the extension, but they want to give them 150 million US at this time. Unsecured loan. Listening, no?
It's the best option for the people of Jamaica to allow.
Liar tell. It is not the best option. Negotiate alone with the JPS and make them go search for money themselves. As a matter of fact, if your government had listened to the PMP, you would have negotiated a deal with JPS already. Somebody say you smell the rat. Where you say the best option for your bank account? Oh, not my word.
Oh, for a return to normalcy in the shortest possible time. The government has done the right thing based on it.
Returning to normalcy at the shortest possible time. At what cost? At what cost? How is JPS going to pay back the 150 million? What is the time span in which they're going to pay it back? What is the interest rate? And if you pressure JPS and them don't have the contract, extended contract, everything there in a limbo. There's a lot of critical questions. What about the other 200 million? Is it 200 million or is it 450 million? They don't care about these questions and they want the people to not care either. But they know so some of the people them not gonna care because they're not critically thinking. The man them take advantage of the people them done this. What a damn shame. What a damn shame. Want to say big up to KK again. Big up yourself, KF, for the wonderful donation. The word is love. The word is love. You understand? And guys, remember, it is my birth month tomorrow. You're never still there. Pauline. I'm going to start calling out people name, you know. All of my ladies, them not call no man name. My ladies, them alone, they work with. The man they want to donate, then donate. I work with my ladies, them. Ladies! Birth month is well, it's not a birthday boy, it's a birth month boy. So at any point in time, you can bless up the birth month boy. Isn't it? That is it. Alright? Pauline, what? Pauline, come on now. I'm going to send you the info, you know what I'm saying? Let me send it right now. Let me send it right now. Let me send it right now. Yes, man, I use this. I use this now, the white jacket, and the cross, and the nice smile, and the nice natural hair with little flowers on the side. Yes, I use that. This is your number. Let me send you the info. Let me send it. This is the best way and the fastest way to bless me up. This information is not on here, sir. Only lick me in certain way. You know what I mean there? Yeah. So see it there? Yeah. Lord, and that the one that I use? Oh, really? You know this? Oh God, let's anything or anything still. Anything or anything. You understand? Who else me for call out now? What? Sassy D? Where Sassy D there? I don't see Sassy D from night. Alright, let's see a word. I don't see Sassy D from there. Sassy D done with me, ladies and gentlemen. Mighty God. Sassy D. That boy, big up yourself. Say, damn, bro, page is at 34K now. Congrats, I remember you from Kwame's side. LOL. Yeah, man, big up yourself, man. And big up KB, you know what I mean? Big up Dan D, big up TJ, big up all the boys, big up all the ladies. You know, understand, Mr. Kimi, Miss Your Thoughts, Miss Collins. You know what I mean? Yeah, you name it, all the ladies over there. All the real ones, you know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all, big up on yourself. Pretty brown eyes, you know what I mean? Everybody. Alright? Shout out to my girl Tina. Shout out to Tina. You know what I mean? Shout out to Pastor. I don't think Pastor is online anymore. I haven't seen any notifications. He's not on YouTube. He's doing his thing. But shout out to Pastor. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the broski. Shout out to Will Allen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out to everybody, man. Appreciate y'all always. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I said, Bertman coming up. Yo, Ryan Campbell, you in the building, bro? You in the building? You around? Sassy could never be here and me there. Let me call her. Let me call Sassy. Tell her I say me call her name. Tell her I say me chat her. She not read my message. So it look like say, you know? Yeah. Hi Sassy. Me there online I chat you.
Why?
Because me I say me not see you from there and me not see you in the chat. The dash more.
No, listening to you, I was busy. When my hands are busy, I can't type.
Okay. Yes, I was calling you out about my birth month, you know. Cause me I call out some ladies. Yes.
Me hear you, man. Me not miss you.
Alright, moms. Go on, do your thing. You know, see you're busy, man. From the see you know, see you're busy.
Alright, babe.
Alright, later. Yeah, man, big up Saturday, you understand? Yeah. Big up Saturday. Big up all of my ladies. Big up all of my moderator them. KK, big up yourself again. Miss Prudence. Oh gosh, man. Patricia. Oh God, let me call Patricia. For what do you call she? Let me call Patricia. Because she next busy one. Let me call her. Come like she lost my number. Let me call her. Make me call her. Connection right now. But they tell people so they could have called me, but nobody not call me. I want somebody call me and I call them back and them say, you know. I'm in a good spirit. So don't let me. Good spirit. Jamaica know ourselves, you know. We have to overcome this demon. You understand? In the name of Jesus, the Son of the Living God. All the Wagwan have to overcome this demon here in Jamaica. This devil order we set up themselves down here. They got to go. They got to go. Just have to lean pan God, you know? Have to lean pan God. I walk on, I'm not get Patricia. That's not good. I hope she's okay now. No, I kind of worry. My mind run for a couple of times. I'm going to hear from her, I wonder how I walk on, but no, I kind of worry. The message I go through, all of my messages go through, but I haven't heard from her in a while. Alright, so when was the last time she read my message? Let me see if I need fear word. Hold on. Alright. Let me see when was this. Alright, so Sunday. Sunday was the last time she read one of my messages then. Alright. Sunday was the last time she read out of a message. Today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday? Yeah, today is Wednesday. So she good there. She good. She alright. That's why I know she alright, you know. Patricia, bless up in the moms. They up on the live, I say me a call, because I'm here for you all long. I just want to know say you're good. But this is here, read the message. Sunday, we broadcast and I send. So I just want to make sure say get down there. And, you know, and you are about to say everything alright. You see? So bless up yourself. that. Big up Joanne. Joanne, big up yourself. You know what I mean? Some people, I'm not going to remember by name, or know yourself. Everybody that has supported this platform. Audrey. You understand? There's some people that's randomly hit me and say, yo, what's your sale? Why you catch up? And then just bless me. Big up on yourself. You understand? Just whole heap of love and respect. Whole heap of love and respect. But I'm going to leave it right there so still. Let me look on the news first to see what go on. If anything pop up on Facebook. Government has stress line. This a government wicked. So they see it counts like catch one brother. Well, me know Andrea gonna talk about this tonight. Vars defense $24 billion loan. Me know I'm gonna talk about it tonight. Me I tell you, enough people are gonna talk about it. Senior official at Parliament flagged for private use of government vehicle. What? A vehicle from the fleet of House of Parliament was used for unofficial purposes by the Facilities and Operations Manager in breach of government policy. A report from the Auditor General Department has revealed the vehicle was used for 173 days, including weekend and public holidays between June and December last year, according to the Special Audit Report. Winifred Wagwan, Winifred. Oh, you lick me at the birth month, you know? I may start calling out here, man, because right now the 10th, we're up on 1/3 of the month. I'm in the ear, you lick me. Oh, no, Winifred. Winifred, you know my number? Adi say, I charge me 50 million. Adi, you know, say you just try if escape. Donating. Oh, you for charge me? Oh, you for charge me? Come on, man. See me there I read some little article here, so. Provide, no, so me always go extra. I always say me I go lock off, me go extra time. More than 2 hours, all the time. Do not cut off my mic. Yeah, man, that's the Cabinet cancels Christmas parties across government. Oh, no smart. Oh, no smart. You hear that? The number? 876-451-6535. That's 876-451-6535. 876-451-6535. Got it? I'm in a good spirit. KSAMC unveils 20% discount to ease post-hurricane pressure on the entertainment industry. Interesting. Winifred, you have the number? Williams dismisses Dawes on JPS loan. Dr. Dayton Campbell insists more questions to answer. Yeah, I need to share these articles to my page. No wonder Gleaner have me as top fan. You know, hey, they're smart, you see? They cancel all parties if they ever keep one party for much $1,000,000. Eh? How much money for catering? Hundreds and thousands of dollars for catering. When them at time when people are hungry down a blur, not Westmoreland and them place there. And now no where to live. If they did ever do that, they only hear last sight. They smart. Them I read it, then finally I read the room. Ha! One thing I know Jamaican people need this, boy. I can't even tell them what they really need to do, yeah, man. Relief supplies for Jamaica stolen in Canada. Probe very advanced. Relief supplies for Jamaica stolen in Canada. Mary said, Tala! I call him style out, Tala! No, what Tala mean? No, what Tala mean? They always hear Colin Bella say, Tala! What Tala mean? If you ask him, when we go by the program, if you ask him in the comment section, what Tala mean? Tala! 2 elderly residents found dead in separate incidents in St. Anne. Mighty God! How will the Prime Minister come back to Jamaica? I wish they reach her. See, we in a parliament yesterday, you know. I wish they reach her. From the other day, I see some little bodies are dropping, you know. Remember what the prophet say, you know. Every time him left and come back, you know. Churches chicken to establish 10 stores. Hold on. Quick service restaurant chain Churches Texas Chicken opened its first store on its return to Jamaica on Monday at Mall Plaza in Kingston. Churches Chicken. Mighty God. The chicken day is nice. Okay. All schools to reopen January. So all of them places that we are shelter, hey. Anybody we are stay there? Hey. Bangarang, trouble. Reunion Acre homeowners threaten legal action. Supermarket in Westmoreland. Patricia answer me. Yes, she alright. I just want to know what's the chicken. Hold on, people. Let me listen what she has said. We now make a year nothing, brother. You're too enough. Mighty God. No. You have to behave. Paula, big up yourself. Thank you for the donation. Thank you to the Cash App. Thank you to the Cash App. Yes. Big up Paula. Paula showing love in the PayPal. Big up yourself, Paula. Thank you so much for the donation, my darling. Thank you for the donation. People, one more birthday gift on its way. God is good. God is good. Somebody say what? The finance minister can't hide the truth, so she turned fool with the lie. Yo, the people are going back.
Ladies and gentlemen.
People, make sure so you go watch my last video, yeah? Winifred say, what go on a few. Alright, so before we on a serious level, Rastan Hyman said something yesterday upon Colin Bell's show. The bank has removed $50 billion from circulation. That means cash is going to be scarce this Christmas. Let me say that again. The Bank of Jamaica, right? Remove BOJ. Remove, I believe, a BOJ. $50 million from Let me see if I can find it. I don't want nobody to say I lie me today. Let me go up on Colin Bell's show and find it. That moment when he said it. Don't want to misquote the thing. Hang on. $19 ago. So which one of them in talk to
Suggest that it is either an...
All right, so
the cost of the physical asset and the environmental degradation.
$1 billion 2 weeks before Christmas.
Yeah, man, he said
see that?
That you see normally would be hearing about expansion of the money supply at the Christmas season. No.
Yes.
No. What you would see now would be an expansion of the money supply. But because of the partisan approach.
Rally, let's talk. What is happening on the market today? How the dollar stay? What is the central bank doing?
The dollar drop.
Hold on there. Let me do a video on this because this is serious enough. The whole thing about the dollar is very serious. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, say Darren Voss, you know, hear the Darrell Vaz are trying to play a mind game. People them ignorance. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news from Ralston Island. Listen to this.
Market today. How is how the dollar stay? What is the central bank doing?
The dollar dropped to $161.14 today. From $161.02 yesterday. The Bank of Jamaica will be carrying out its largest mopping up exercise tomorrow. $50 billion will be taken out of circulation tomorrow.
$50 billion.
$50 billion. That's 1.4% of GDP.
As the Bank of Jamaica give us a projection of what they plan to take out for the or this is going to be the last one for the year.
No, man.
You think they're going again?
Yeah, man. No, man.
But
no, man.
Is it a regular thing to be mopping up liquidity at Christmas?
No. What you would see now would be an expansion of the money supply. But because of the disaster caused by Melissa, what they are doing as the governor in all of those acts are telling you, that his main responsibility is to contain inflation, so to take the money out of the system, rather than pumping that you see. Normally, we'll be hearing about expansion of the money supply at the Christmas season. No.
Yes.
This is a different situation. What we are hearing is about taking out money supply out of the system.
So what will that do to Christmas?
I mean, the Grinch, the central bank is acting as the Grinch. We never know Christmas.
Because the more money in circulation is the more things people are going to buy and the more people up last session, the more things are going to happen. But you're taking out $50 billion 2 weeks before Christmas?
Yeah, man, he said his priority is to contain inflation, which is going to be accelerated because of the disaster. So now, under normal circumstances, we'll be hearing about the expansion of the money supply now in Christmas season. This time we're hearing about taking out money. And if you notice the ads that he has been running, is about telling us that his responsibility is inflation, so in taking money out of the system. So it will be no Christmas, particularly for the poor.
And you are of
so
your
not only people in the West, not only the people in the West, but also in the places that have not been affected. There will be no Christmas, except for the few.
And you are of the opinion that they are going to take out more money before Christmas?
Yeah, man.
What can go so?
Well, it tells you how bad things are. And when you look at the display from the finance minister and the team at the finance ministry, that will lead to a further erosion of confidence that will create more pressure on the dollar. So it'll be coming back because they never did anything today, or so far they haven't done anything today that will inspire confidence. People must have wondered, say, yo, I saw the Ministry of Finance poor, so that gives people incentives to buy more dollars and say, yo, I don't like what I want.
Tell me this, Raleigh. The minister was asked what effect would the $24 billion loan to JPS have on this year's
people. No Christmas. Grinch vibes, yeah? Grinch vibes. Be prepared for what is to come, and for what is to come, be prepared. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. People, Patrick, big up yourself. We're in a trouble, man. There's no two ways about it.
Today, we stay about the dollar stay.
No two ways about it. There's no two ways about it, my friend. But that's where I end it off. See, I say I end it at 2 hours, I do 2 hours and 31 minutes. You see? We can't complain. Love you. Thank you again, Paula. Thank you to everybody. Everybody, big up on yourself. The word is love. Big up.